Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
At a cabinet meeting in July 2025, U.S. President Donald Trump expressed frustration over the continued public fascination with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Even though Trump had promised during his re-election campaign to release the documents from the investigation of the convicted sex offender, Trump was now dismissing the case as a Democratic hoax. Epstein had been a factor during Trump's first term, too, after being indicted, charged, and arrested in New York on child sex trafficking charges. Less than a month later, Epstein was found dead in his cell, an apparent suicide. That led to an examination of the previous investigations into Epstein's activities, beginning in 2005 in Florida, where multiple girls had come forward to say they were molested or trafficked by Epstein. Despite those accusations, he was allowed to plead guilty to a single count of soliciting prostitution from a minor and sentenced to 18 months in jail. In addition, the deal allowed him to leave the facility to go to work, and his lawyers secured a promise that he would not be prosecuted by federal officials. The deal raised questions with alleged victims, politicians, and the media. Epstein's association with many rich and powerful men, including President Trump, also fueled the pressure for the release of the investigation documents, and Epstein's death meant his personal details could be accessed without many legal restrictions. Campaigning for re-election in 2024, Trump promised his supporters he'd release the documents. But after taking office, his new attorney general and FBI director both said the case was closed and there was no evidence that implicated anyone else.
Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file.
I am traumatized. I am not stupid.
That led to a public outcry, and even some of President Trump's most loyal supporters turned against him, standing with Epstein victims calling for justice.
And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files. But the fight, the real fight, will happen after that.
The vote passed overwhelmingly, and millions of pages of documents have now been released. But millions more are believed to still be under wraps. The questions now are how many remain and when or if they will be released. Diane, Hodges, CGTN, Washington.